So to the best of my knowledge, there are only a few pawpaw trees in all of Auburn, Alabama. There are some at the Arboretum, a few that often put out fruit, but this year they didn't seem to put out that much fruit. There are some others in some other parks around Auburn if you know where to look. And we're right in the midst of ripe pawpaw season. Here's a pawpaw that I shook the tree for, and it fell to the ground, so it split a little bit, which is kind of the indication of the perfect timing of when they're ripe. If you get a pawpaw and it's not yet ripe, it'll be rock hard and not edible at all. If you get them too late, when they hit the ground after falling from the tree, they're just going to splat because they're completely overripe and really watery and gushy on the inside. This one seems to be very good. I'm going to see if I can split this open further while filming it. And you see this, all this very soft pulp inside, which is quite edible and quite good. Pawpaws are usually described as having a taste between a cross between a mango and a banana, and that is very much true. That the more they're ripened, when they get overly ripe, they can actually almost veer into a sweet butterscotch taste, which is good, but when they're overripe, they become very, very watery and not as edible. The other thing about pawpaws is the size of the seeds. If you look down on the ground here where I spit some out, they're covered in a little bit of pulp, but these seeds are huge compared to the fruit. And not only are they big, there are a lot of them. This pawpaw that I'm holding in my hand, which is about the size of a small potato maybe, probably has well over a dozen of those large seeds. Each seed, what would you compare them to? They're bigger than like one of those pencil erasers that you would stick on the end of a pencil, or they're about comparable to that size. So imagine a dozen of those things in this relatively small fruit. And the seeds are inedible, but they're easily spit out because they're just so big. Anyway, that is the pawpaw fruit. I've picked over a dozen of various ripeness. I'm not sure if they ripen off the tree. I've had varying success on that. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think it's a matter of what stage they were in. But they are pretty good, and I like to forage them mainly because they're so rare in Auburn. This is the very beginning of September, and this seems to be the peak time, at least this year. So that's the pawpaw exploration for this time.